r/AskReddit. What life skill is so basic that everyone should at least know of it? Conversations are two-way. You listen to each other and respond to what the other person says and add your own insights, ideas or opinions. Conversations aren't just waiting for your turn to talk. In 2019, identifying bad journalism and downright fake news. I'm looking at you, mom and dad. There's clickbait, ads disguised as stories, opinions disguised as news, fake stories hidden behind sources say, or the word on the street is, which are probably just flat out lies disguised as news, and then the news. Having your order in your head before it's your turn to order. People seem to be especially bad at this at coffee shops. They'll wait in line for 10 minutes, and then when it's their turn it's like they've suddenly awoken from a coma and have no idea where they are. Like, you've been staring at the case full of muffins the whole time you were in line. Why are you asking them if they have muffins? I get it, guys. Some places have small menus. Some people have bad eyes. You can stop telling me all about that. I'm more referring to people that almost seem to have no idea they've been in line or in a store at all, rather than people who need an extra 10 to 30 seconds to make a decision. When to shut the frick up. I was gonna post something, but I'm just gonna shut the frick up. Take my upvote. How to delay gratification. It extends into many areas of life. Patience, avoiding addiction, saving, investing in your future self instead of quick hits of dopamine, etc. Honestly, this is why I think kids struggle so much. They have access to everything. They don't have to wait for a show or song. There's not many commercials to wait through. If they're bored, they grab a phone or tablet. Even adults are losing the skill of delayed gratification because of our phones. I was such a self-disciplined child, but now I'm much quicker to scratch that itch and pick up a phone to entertain myself. You'd think spatial and social awareness are basic skills everyone naturally acquires over the course of their lives, but experience shows some people just seem to believe they are the only sentient physical being in existence. The number of people who don't realize that they are taking up space and seem genuinely surprised when you ask them to move just baffles me. Basic. Personal. Finance. It goes a long way. The earlier you learn, the better off you are. Know your income. Know what you need to spend well ahead of time when possible. Save every penny you can for as long as you can, but don't be afraid to spend when necessary. When to start a debate/argument. Save yourself so much time and energy if you just let the ignorant be until reality checks them instead of feeding them. Never argue with an idiot. They'll drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. Or, never play chess with a pigeon. They'll knock over all the pieces, shit on the board, and then strut around with their chest out like they won. Kindness. I know it sounds cheesy, but as a kid I was a spoiled brat. I was rude and entitled. People didn't like me, I didn't like them, and my life was just a bit messy all the time. Cut to just being nice instead of nasty. Saying thank you more, please more. Empathizing with the person in front of me, trying to understand why they feel the way they do. Happy to report that my quality of life has never been better. The world is kinder to you if you're kinder to it. Edit. Whoa. Thank you for the silver, kind stranger. This is my first coin on Reddit. How to use public transit. Blows my mind how many people I've met in college this year who had lived in big cities and never taken a bus before. Edit. Bus or streetcar or train or subway, any form of public transit, you should at least know how to go about doing it if you had to. Mostly if you're from a bigger city, understandable if you don't know how because there wasn't any around you when you were growing up. If you're in the US, a lot of the big cities have next to non-existent public transit, so it's easier to have a car or get rides. This is especially true if you live in the outer areas of metro. CPR. It's easy and can literally save a life. Except realistically, if you need to do chest compressions, that person dies 95% of the time. AED is a literal lifesaver. CPR should be used just until AED can be applied. If anyone is getting older or has other pre-existing conditions, buy an AED and learn how to use it. The skill to know when it is just to act upon someone behaving inappropriate to you or something happens unwillingly to you. This is important to avoid getting walked over or that moment when you think about a proper response. Till you figure out how to act upon, fake it till you make it. People will show more respect towards you because you let them know what they can expect from you. In the workplace, reserving reply to all for only when absolutely necessary, and that your mother likely doesn't work there, so clean up your own damn dishes rather than leaving them in the sink. Even if your mother does work there, be a goddamn adult and do your own cleaning. Definitely late to the party, but haven't seen it throughout this thread. The difference between a friend, an acquaintance and a colleague. How to change a tire could potentially save your life. How to change a tire blows my mind when someone can't swim. My wife is terrified of drowning and can't swim at all. So naturally we bought a house with a pool. Maybe she can learn now. And if she doesn't, just make sure that she has a generous life insurance policy. Some people might not have had the chance as children to learn. In a lot of countries schools won't teach you, and if you can't afford a beach vacation and there's no community swimming pool in your area, you just won't learn. With time it will become harder as you grow older to learn, even if your geographical and socio-economic situation changes. Swimming is considered very basic for people from developed countries, but loads of people in developing countries, especially families as raising a family is costly, cannot afford any trips or extra costs, and might not even own a car, just take buses everywhere. Knowing that you can say no to that drink, drug or anything mind/body altering. Know your limitations. Leave when you feel uncomfortable. Never argue with the bartender if he/she asks you to leave. Don't freaking drive drunk. Don't drive stoned. Frick your I'm more concentrated when stoned attitude. Being wasted isn't really cool. Yeah, sometimes it's fun, but it's not cool. How to tell when you're making someone uncomfortable. Maybe you're standing too close, or you brought up a touchy topic. Maybe you've crossed a line with a joke. Maybe it's 100% not your fault. It's just that you have pet hair on your clothes and they have allergies. Maybe they have a mental illness. Maybe they have a physical illness that they don't want to spread. Who knows? You can't tell why just by looking, but you can tell if you're making someone uncomfortable. Whether you're at fault or not, you should still know that you're having that effect on people. Learn to read their body language, tone of voice, the things they're saying. Then you can make an informed decision about what to do next. How to change a tire on your car. CPR. How to cook basic meals. How to manage a budget. How to tell time using the sun. Your significant other's or next of kin phone number. That a reputable organization won't ever call you to ask for your details. Learning to be alone. Most people just need to have someone to talk to or be around. They also think they need to seek validation from others in order to feel better about their own insecurities. I don't know if this has to do with how my dad raised me growing up, but it isn't worth seeking all that. It never matters in the end and all you have is yourself. People only use you. They don't want to be with you. The earlier you accept that, the better you will be when you are alone. Cause loneliness is easier when you know you've been lonely already. How student loans work. Loans work. Credit cards work. Taxes work. To balance a checkbook. Payday lenders work, and why you should avoid them. Public transit etiquette. You don't put your bag on a seat next to you if the train is almost full. I think most people who do this know that it's bad etiquette. They just don't care, and they don't want anyone to sit next to them. This is very true. I knew a guy who did this, and he was proud of the fact that people never asked him to move it. Knowing how to read analog clocks. Apparently nobody around me knows how to read one. It's not even that special or hard to understand it. How is it possible for this many people to not understand what an analog clock is? Don't bother telling me that it's not necessary. You don't even need to be taught how it works. Literally look at it and figure it out. Cooking. I can't tell you how much money I've saved since I ramped up not long ago how much I eat at home. I slowly learned as I went, since first trying my hand at basic stuff as a teen. Recently I was having some health issues, as well as blowing absurd amounts of money on fast food. So I did the whole meal prep thing, and did it for cheap. I'm eating for around $100 a month right now, give or take a few. Not long ago I was passing that up in about 4 to 5 days. My health is rapidly improving, and I'm losing weight and saving shitloads of money. Also, since I'm making the food myself, I not only control the ingredients, and thus how healthy it is, but also how it tastes. So I make it the way I like it, and it's great. I highly recommend it.